It's a university lab where professors just love to pull the rug out from under students. A place where just standing on your own 2 feet is harder than it looks.
It's very difficult to actually maintain your balance.
A place where a simple stumble is serious science.
We do research primarily related to the cause and prevention of falls and fall-related injuries.
This is the kind of hard-hitting research that would be impossible without this one-of-a-kind machine.
The Slipotron 2000.
And a steady supply of unsuspecting students.
So what we're going to do, we're going to place those reflective markers in all your joints. So we got 8 infrared cameras. Are you ready?
Yes. Each fall here is photographed and mapped in 3D.
Study the fall and look at the velocities of impact.
This is the Injury Prevention Lab at Simon Fraser University's School of Kinesiology.
Their task is to recover balance.
Are you ready, Owen?
And falling? Well, it's a lot more dangerous than it looks, although the Slipotron is well padded to prevent injuries.
We can think of a fall as essentially an energy management problem. When you're standing, you have a lot of energy, about 400 joules of energy, because your center of gravity is high off the ground, about 1 meter off the ground. We've measured the energy that it takes to fracture the bone in a materials testing system in cadaver specimens, and it's about 1/20th of the energy that is actually available in a fall. So any fall from standing height has the potential to cause hip fracture, even in young people.
By getting a knee out or your hands in front of you while falling, you redistribute the energy. For most humans, it's a natural reaction, something we do automatically. But as we get older, our reaction time slows, and for seniors, falls are a major threat. In Canada alone, 25,000 seniors will fracture hips this year as the result of falls.
About 25% of hip fracture patients will die within 1 year after sustaining a fracture, and about 50% will experience some sort of substantial decline in quality of life.
When we're talking about a hip fracture, it's actually a fracture of the proximal portion of the femur through the trochanteric neck or through this region as well.
Using security tapes from retirement centers, the scientists noticed right away that when many seniors fall, they don't get their hands out in front of them. If they fall to the side, the hip will take the full impact, occasionally breaking. When tapes from seniors and from students on the Slipotron were compared, it was clear the older you get, the more likely you'll forget how to fall.
She got her hands out, it seemed, but then the arms just collapsed right away.
They still have their protective responses, but they're not as effective anymore because of the declines in reaction time that happens with age, declines in muscle strength and agility.
With the original study complete, the researchers were closely examining the videos and they were wondering if there wasn't a way to teach people to fall in a safer manner. So it was back to the old Slipotron 2000. Oh. The fall guys needed help, so they called in some unusual research subjects.
And we know that there are techniques called ukemi in judo that prevent injuries during a fall.
The judo falling technique trains people to not break the fall with the outstretched hand, but instead to impact the side of the body and then to slam the arm down just after that, and then to continue to roll to maintain the energy.
A handful of black belt judo experts signed up to help the senior study. Each was subjected to a surprise fall while standing on the Slipotron. The results were surprising.
That they behaved just like the previous group of untrained young people.
It was a disappointment to everyone. Years of intense judo training didn't seem to make any difference.
The reflex just take over when it's unexpected, and the falls are so fast. They last from the perturbation to impact is between 600 to 800 milliseconds, And if you have no idea that you're going to fall, there's no way to pre-plan.
If the judo athletes couldn't remember how to safely fall when surprised, there was no way the seniors could be trained to use judo's falling skills.
I don't know what I'm in for, but
we'll try and be gentle.
The researchers believe now that the secret to a safer stumble is reaction time and fitness, getting those old skills we all had as a young person polished up.
Focus our training on enhancing the strength, enhancing the reaction time, the range of motion, all these physical abilities that are important to make those responses effective.
The Injury Prevention Lab is now taking their work in a new direction. With funding from the federal and provincial governments, they're testing new kinds of flooring that could help absorb injury if a senior were to fall.
We can very easily make a floor that absorbs a lot of energy and a lot of force during a fall and would reduce or prevent a hip fracture from occurring, but it's not realistic because people wouldn't be able to walk on it without falling and stubbing their toe all the time and tripping. So we need to try and design an optimal balance between those two.
They're also working on special wearable hip padding.
It's designed to be placed like this, so it forms a bridge over the bone. So it covers the region adjacent to the proximal femur, but not directly overlying the femur.
The Fall Guys haven't solved all the problems yet, but they know they've stumbled onto something that could have a big impact on an aging population.